Good evening. I am Carl Banks. I am currently interviewing Paul Knight of PJK Productions, all the way over from Nottingham over satellite. Thank you for joining us, Paul.
Oh, hello, Cole.
What is the Space Project?
Yeah, the Space Project basically is an evolutionary video blog or show or podcast or whatever you want to call it. I just make it and put it out there, but I don't actually call it anything because I can't get my head wrapped around it, to be quite honest with you. It's all a load of political bollocks that I don't want to get into. Anyway, so it's just an evolutionary, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use special effects in a comedic way. Doing it from home, doing it on a very little budget, getting the stuff out there for free so everybody can enjoy it. And maybe one day somebody will notice me and give me a job. Who knows?
Very interesting. Why is each episode also a different number, like Space 5, Space 6, etc.?
Well, you'll notice that the latest episode, Space 7, is actually episode 3, subtitled. That's because I started doing the space show after Space 4, which is what I made in, I think it was May, before I went to Vlogacon. Or was it after? I think it was before I actually went to Vlogacon. So and that was like the first real show. It was the one that had the least errors as far as green screen effects are concerned in it. So I classed that as point 1. And then from there it took off. So I call that episode 0. Now there were 3 episodes before that. There was mini moments, or should I say Robin moments, but it won the mini moments competition through BMW. This just shows you a little bit how stupid BMW are, because I entered the competition and I didn't use a mini, I used a Reliant Robin, yes, with booster engines and stuff like that, but they loved it and they gave me the prize. So that's why Zardog the Bearded wears a mini t-shirt in recognition for it. So Mini Moments is episode -3, if you were. There's one called The Escape, which is it's where I first escape the captors. You don't actually see the captors in this. Well, you see the ship, but you don't see the captors as such. Then you've got Space, which is just me prattling on, being stuck in space and waiting for somebody to pick me up. And also, the one thing about that episode is the voiceover for the BBC World Service, the BBC Galaxy Service, which is the only radio station in space that everybody can pick up. So that's how it works. I don't know whether that makes any sense. So basically, it is episode 7 of Space, but from the story point of view, it's episode 3. Do you understand it?
I don't know if I fully understand that, but that's cool.
Cool.
Where do you plan to take the series?
I'd like to take the series up to a level where I can actually sell it. I'm sure I can do that, so just have to wait and see.
Very cool. Now, this is what I've been meaning to ask you. Are you crazy? Have you been diagnosed?
Not crazy, but you'll find from now on in that things get quite surreal in the series. And as for myself, I have actually suffered from depression in the past, and making movies and stuff like that is the way that I get over it. So, not crazy, just a bit of a drunk.
Wow. Thank you for answering our questions, Paul.
Thank you, it was a pleasure. Cheers.
Now that we've interviewed the creator, let's interview one of his characters. Paul Spaceman. With an extra N on it. Paul told me he's German. First of all, how was space?
Space is big, black, dark, and bloody cold. It is so cold, in fact, that I have to have the heater on in the pig at full constantly. That is even with the proton colliders in the back being quite hot as well. You know, for hyperspace and whatnot. Still not enough. I still have to have the heater on. You can't wind down the window to chuck your cigarette out. So the ashtray is always full. But the blowers are on. So sometimes you get ash everywhere.
Sounds very unpleasant. Now, why are you in space?
Well, it just seems like, you know, everybody else, you know, are geotagged and stuff like that. You know, you've got your Minnesota stories, you've got your Lo-Fi St. Louis, you've got people from all over the place. I think even yours is from Ohio. Well, nobody's doing one from space, so I thought, hey, why not? I've got the technology, why not?
So you're the first vlogger in space? I didn't think they had Wi-Fi up there.
Yeah, I'm the first vlogger in space. As far as the Wi-Fi is concerned, there's actually a Starbucks on the moon. I don't know how I got there, but there's definitely a Starbucks on the moon. It's in the Sea of Tranquility, just down G Street. You can't miss it. And I hook up via that. Because when you're in space, you know, you can get a carrier wave and it's a lot easier to transmit, and you get the range and whatnot. So I vlog from the car, edit it in the car, stop off at the moon, upload it to the internet, and everybody can see it. None of this Spin Express business.
Wow, that is pretty cool. Well, finally, will you be visiting the Helium World again? I like that.
I've learned by my mistake on that one. Go to the Helium World. First of all, don't say anything before you have to go to the toilet. Go to the toilet first and then make your documentary. It saves on trousers.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure. And keep watching.
Please visit pjkproductions.com and watch more of space. Thank you for joining me. I am Carl Banks of The Name I Wanted Was Taken, signing out.
This has been a Bagman Superfly production.